Hey everybody, first episode number 1 here with Jeremy. Trying to make it a little more official looking here, so bear with me as I'm going to be reading off a piece of paper, not a teleprompter. I'm not that rich yet, so hang in there. So I want to go over what happened with my motions hearing yesterday. I had made a motion for an injunction of child support to stop it. And I think it went pretty well yesterday. I represented myself, I went pro se, and I went up against the domestic relations attorney. So here's what happened yesterday. I did some research. I've been sending right to know requests to domestic relations and the Pennsylvania Department of Health and Human Services, requesting and demanding proof that a Title IV-D application or contract was signed with the custodial parent and them in order for them to be able to enforce child support on me. Well, I knew one didn't exist because if it did, they would have sent it to me. No problem, no questions asked. I have every right to have that document if it existed. So yesterday was a bombshell of a hearing. It was awesome. I didn't get it denied, and it didn't get it granted either. But what the judge did say is at the end of the hearing, and we're going to get into a little bit what happened in the hearing, but what the judge did say was, I'm not going to make a motion on this or a ruling today. I'm not going to make a ruling on this today, because I need to go into it because Mr. Jackson brought up some very valid points that need looked into, which I did. And I'm glad he's taking the time to look into it. I can respect that. So here's what we're going to get into real quick. Title IV-D child support. Most everybody that has child support, it's labeled Title IV-D. Okay. What is Title IV-D? So here's what I'm going to read, so don't mind me looking off the paper. Title IV-D of the Social Security Act is a federal state child support enforcement program under 42 U.S.C. subsection 651. States receive federal funding to operate child support services as long as they fully follow strict federal requirements. Pennsylvania operates its Title IV-D program under Title 23 PA-CS with Domestic Relations Section managing cases. Key requirements, now remember that, key requirements to enforce a Title IV-D case. Signed application is number 1. 42 U.S.C. subsection 654 and 45 CFR subsection 302.33 alpha 1 and Bravo. Require a signed written application from the custodial parent unless they receive TANF. TANF is for needy families. So what can happen is if the custodial parent doesn't request child support and want to start a Title IV-D contract with the state, then automatically the welfare, whatever the welfare department may be, can do that on their behalf, and therefore that's a contract, that's a signed application. They can't enforce it. But when there is no signed contract or signed application, whatever you want to call it, then they cannot, by law, enforce any kind of child support on anybody if there's no signed contract. So I want you guys that are paying child support and women to go look at that. Request, if not demand, you want proof of a signed Title IV-D application from the custodial parent or anybody, or TANF, or if they had welfare and that's who started the child support process, you can demand it. Now, I don't know what state you're in or where you're watching this from. Again, I'm in Pennsylvania. Things might be different a little, everywhere. But overall, Title IV-D child support is a federal program. It is everywhere in every state. Again, in order to keep the state in compliance with that federal guideline, in law actually, not guideline, it's a law, they must have a 4D signed application. So, if they don't have that, their goose is cooked, and you can get all your money back that they ever taken from you if you have proof that there was no legally signed 4D application. So let's see here. What else can we talk about today? Okay, there's a bunch of laws that support this. I'm going to post them on the page. I will do that because I'm not going to go over all these laws and rules and everything like that. I just want to go over some basic things. So we'll get back into my court hearing yesterday. I think it was pretty fun. Again, I don't know. I didn't get an answer yet, but I think it's pretty solid. I got the domestic relations attorney to admit there is no contract. There is no signed application. We don't do that. Well, lady, I think you know the gig's up. I know the gig's up. And I imagine the judge has to know the gig's up. I know now there is none, and you cannot legally enforce this child support on me and threaten me with jail and fines and garnishing pays and putting liens on your house. You just can't do it. They walked themselves right into the trap, and I got them. So I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice, but I do want you guys to always question everything. You should always question everything that goes on in a court. You should always take notes. You can't record in a lot of courts. I don't know, some states are different now, but in this state, you're not allowed to record without consent. It's a two-party consent. If you get caught doing it, it is a wiretapping charge, and you can't get tossed in jail. I know people that had to happen to them. So let me see here. I just want to go over the conclusion here of what Title 4D is. No Title 4D enforcement may lawfully occur without a signed application or TANF enrollment. If no application exists, enforcement is a violation of federal law and due process rights, and you should go after them properly. And like I said, if you're not good with law stuff, get an attorney, somebody that you can trust, and vet them really good to make sure they're going to work on your side. But that's what we have today. That's what I want to go over with you guys. It is very important. I got these people, backed them into a corner. Now they just threw out their own evidence. They bit themselves in the ass is what happened. So when I get that motion is granted, I'm going to proceed forward to have it terminated. And then after that, I'm going to proceed to have all my money that I've spent on child support for the past 20 years nearly, if not a little longer, back. ×3 for damages for doing it illegal, and I'm going to hold their feet to the fire. So that's what everybody should do. I want to make a quick video. We're going to be making a bunch of videos, so stay tuned. This is episode 1. You guys check in all the time. I'd love to have you guys here, trying to build a big following to let everybody know about their rights and laws, and be careful in court, man. That's all. You got to be careful. Don't let them get over on you, and make no mistakes. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. They are definitely your enemy nowadays. So you have to look out for yourself. Look out for number 1 all the time. And if you do that, I think you're going to be okay. So see you next time. Come back, check us out. We got a lot of good information coming out, and can't wait to see you guys again. Thanks.